Anyone who has played Battlefield knows exactly what I'm talking about. Moments that are unique to Battlefield. They are out of this world, crazy, yet they feel authentic. Today I want to explore how Battlefield achieves creating these moments through game design and attention to detail. And as a disclaimer, I will only be talking about Battlefields 4 and 1. I haven't actually played any of the other Battlefields, though I feel that the same ideas and concepts still apply. There are two reasons as to why Battlefield creates amazing gameplay moments. The first is immersion, and the second is its sandbox. Battlefield is a simulation shooter, this has to be remembered, and because of that it has to create a realistic environment and gameplay setting for players to play. The sound design in the game is brilliant. The clank of loading your rifle, or the roar of an enemy helicopter, or the volatile sound of an artillery gun. Every environmental noise, every gunshot you hear, it's all authentic. Keeping with sound, the music in Battlefield is bombastic, it's emotional, particularly in Battlefield 1. Epic music plays during the attack phase and at the end of the match if you've won. That's contrast with the sad and emotional music when you lose, or sometimes in the intros to operations. Battlefield games are generally set during well-known timelines. For example, Battlefield 1 is set during the First World War. Battlefield 4 is a modern-day shooter. In particular, Battlefield 4, because it's a modern-day shooter, players who are familiar with other shooter games are familiar with the weapons, the vehicles, and the equipment that players can use in Battlefield 4. Because of that, it's easier for players to immerse themselves playing Battlefield 4. I'm a huge Halo fan and I adore the Halo universe. However, I find that it's easier for me to immerse myself playing Battlefield than it is Halo. The voice acting in Battlefield is superb. Battlefield games have destructible environments, so in Battlefield 4 they had these almost scripted-like levolution events, such as a dam exploding or buildings collapsing. And in Battlefield 1 they did remove these scripted events. However, I feel the destruction in Battlefield 1 is more organic and more buildings can be completely flattened. And the destructible environments further immerse the player in the world. The maps that players compete in Battlefield are huge. It effectively makes the player feel small. They feel a part of a battlefield. And finally, I just want to touch on the intro cinematics during the operations game mode in Battlefield 1. These intro cinematics set up the battles that are going to take place and they set up the tone for the game. And one could argue that the soldiers' speeches actually motivate the player to win the match at all costs. And yeah, this further immerses the player in the game. Battlefield's sandbox is huge. There is a vast array of weapons, vehicles, equipment, and because of this, many of them are actually unique and they aren't found in other shooter games. For example, the Calibri pistol in Battlefield 1 or the MAV in Battlefield 4. Unlike other shooter games, the main game modes in Battlefield are generally catered towards objectives. So if you were to play Call of Duty, the most popular playlist is Team Deathmatch. Even if you were to play Domination, a lot of people are still playing Domination just to kill the enemy. There is nothing wrong with that, but in Battlefield, because the game modes are generally objective based, it creates this attack versus defense scenario. And this scenario creates risk and reward choices both for attacking and defending players. Attackers might think, will they flank to the right or the left? Will they plow straight down the middle with a tank? And defenders have to choose wisely on where to place their equipment and their vehicles to counter the opposition. And this further creates interesting and dynamic moments during gameplay. Map control in Battlefield is very important. For example, the C flag in Shanghai or the C flag in Gulmud Railway. These positions are very important for map control and gaining a foothold on the opposition, but sometimes they also spawn unique weapons and vehicles. For example, the aforementioned C flag in Gulmud Railway actually spawns a little bird helicopter, and because that helicopter is there, it further entices players from both sides to attack that objective in order to get that helicopter, which of course further creates interesting moments during gameplay. The maps in Battlefield are well designed with various choke points, vehicle laneways, and also lines of sight for snipers. A great example of this are the C and D flags on Zavod 311. The two buildings here have verticality and various routes for infantry to traverse, and this further creates interesting moments during gameplay. Battlefield has various unique maps, such as Operation Locker from Battlefield 4 and the Argonne Forest from Battlefield 1. Operation Locker is a map with 0 vehicles. It's absolutely brutal and hectic to play in. There's one main route through the centre of the map and one flanking route to the side of the map, and other than that there are no other ways to traverse the entirety of the map. You effectively have this almost tug of war like gameplay in the centre at the C flag. It's something that I've never really experienced in any other game. I know Operation Metro I think was similar in Battlefield 3 that I never got to experience, but yeah, Operation Locker very unique. Some vehicles in Battlefield are more powerful than others. These vehicles are high risk, high reward. Tanks, helicopters, even the behemoths from Battlefield 1, although they are very powerful, they are big targets for the enemy, and therefore the enemy will put a lot of time and resources into taking you down. This further creates moments of gameplay where you take the risk to maybe attack an enemy objective with a helicopter, and you get the reward of maybe picking up 4 or 5 kills and taking the objective. Finally, Battlefield is a squad-based, teammate-based shooter. It encourages team play, and although the game can be played on your own, it is much better played with friends. And of course, if you do anything with friends, the chance for amazing, sensational moments is only further increased. To conclude, the Battlefield franchise has numerous flaws. It has actually one flaw that I want to make an entire video of. However, through its immersion and its extraordinary sandbox, the game consistently creates unique, amazing moments that I can't find in any other game. I'm going to end this video with my favourite Battlefield moment, but before that, I encourage you in the comments to tell me about your favourite Battlefield moment. Otherwise, thank you for watching and enjoy the clip.
You